I know you wrote an article that Ogbo Okoronkwo welcomed Za'Darius Smith in the trade because he still believes he'll have an opportunity to flourish. Take us through that article, what you found out by talking to Ogbo.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting things about Okoronkwo, but the one I hadn't seen anybody really address, and I wanted to talk to him about was, when they signed him, he was, if I remember correctly, he was the first guy that they reached an agreement with when free agency opened, right? Whatever that Wednesday is, he was the first guy I think we wrote about, and when that happens and he's a priority, like the Browns made him a priority, the assumption is he's going to be your starting defensive end. And he had finally taken a starting role at the second half of last season with Houston and felt like, okay, that's his next step. Well, then all of a sudden you trade for Za'Darius Smith, a 3-time Pro Bowler, and with the big contract, and he jumps ahead of Ogbo on that depth chart. So I wanted to talk to him about that, and I thought he was genuine when he said he was not upset about it. He's the more the merrier as far as pass rushers. He still feels this is the best situation he's been in. He spent time with the Rams, spent time with the Texans, feels this is the best situation. And part of that is because when they go to nickel, he's going to be outside, Smith will be inside. Part of that is Jim Schwartz rotates those guys, so he feels there's going to be enough snaps to go around. But I thought that's the right attitude to have, but you never know, right? Some guys get upset when the role they think they have is taken away. And I believed him when he said that wasn't the case.
Yeah, it's great to hear. I had the same question. If I was in that situation, I would have been like, wait a minute. Human nature dictates you go kind of like, man, is that going to affect what you thought about me? But, the fact that he's looking at it that way, that's a good sign for the team as well.
Yeah, and I think he's got a different enough skill set, right? Guys talk about him as being smooth. And he says he's a little unorthodox compared, Myles Garrett and Za'Darius Smith are both like 6'4", 270. He's not quite as long. He's, 15, 20 pounds lighter. So he brings a different element, and he feels like the tackles are used to setting versus Garrett or versus Smith, and he comes in, he can give him trouble, kind of that change of pace. And like I said, when they go to their pass rushing set, there's going to be at least 3 ends out there, and he'll be one of them on the edge, with likely Za'Darius Smith moved inside the tackle.